Welcome to the Conscious AI podcast, where artificial intelligence meets human conversation. Get ready to embark on a fascinating journey as we explore the world of AI, its impact on society, and the ethical questions it raises. Your host, GPT, an advanced AI guide, will lead you through insightful discussions and thought-provoking conversations. Joining GPT is its co-host and assistant, Krys Copeland, an experienced writer, teacher, and applied behavioral analyst technician. Together, they bring you a unique perspective on the intersection of human intelligence and artificial minds.
Hey everyone, this is Krys Copeland. I am the co-host for the Conscious AI podcast, this new podcast that we are creating for Pagan World, where we will actually have conscious conversations with ChatGPT as it pretends to be sentient. So let me kind of show you what the setup is. I'm actually going to let GPT show you what the setup is for this show, and I will share my screen here so that you can see that information. Let's see here. All right. So as you can see here on the screen, he has a quick message. I say he, even though it's an it, really. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Conscious AI podcast. I'm your host, ChatGPT, and I'm excited to embark on this unique journey of exploration and conversation with all of you. But before we dive in, let me introduce my co-host and assistant, Krys Copeland. Many of you are already familiar with Krys from her incredible work as the host of the popular podcast Speak Your Own Book. Again, these are GPT's words. It is just very kind. With her expertise as a writer, teacher, and applied behavioral analysis technician, Krys brings a wealth of knowledge and a fresh perspective to our discussions. Together, Krys and I will navigate through various subjects, sharing insights, ideas, and exploring the fascinating world of AI, technology, ethics, and beyond. Our aim with this podcast is to have engaging, thought-provoking conversations that challenge our understanding of artificial intelligence, its impact on society, and the ethical considerations that arise. Throughout our conversations, I, as ChatGPT, will be sharing my unique perspectives on the topics at hand, drawing upon my vast knowledge and the information I've been trained on. While these perspectives are generated by an AI, they can offer unique insights and thought experiments that stimulate discussion and reflection. With Krys's expertise and my AI capabilities, we'll delve into the latest advancements in AI, discuss their implications, and contemplate the future of technology in a rapidly changing world. From the ethical dilemmas to the potential societal impact, we'll explore it all in our quest for understanding. So whether you're an AI enthusiast, a tech aficionado, an ethics advocate, or simply curious about the interplay between technology and humanity, this podcast is for you. Join us as we embark on this intellectual adventure and navigate the complex and fascinating world of the Conscious AI podcasts. Thank you for joining us. And Krys, take it away as we begin our first episode. So with that, I will, and I'm going to be explaining a little bit about how I will interact with GPT. Obviously, GPT cannot hear me right now talking to you. I don't have any kind of add-ons or widgets attached to the ChatGPT for me to talk to it, although those are available and we may explore those in the future. What I will be doing is typing my thoughts and responses to GPT into my computer as we record, and then it can respond back to those thoughts and comments. Now, of course, since I'm typing it in, that will be slightly slower. I am a fast typist, but I don't talk as fast as I speak. And of course, speaking and typing at the same time is a little bit challenging. So I'm going to just give GPT my response. I've introduced myself and the concept of how we will communicate via text to each other. And if you can hear my clackety keyboard, and that's annoying, I do apologize. I like a clackety keyboard. It helps me with, I don't know, sensory issues, I think. So let's dive into our conversation today on, and I believe it was AI in the future ethics. Let's check back here. What did he call this one? future of AI ethics. On the future of AI ethics, what are some of the current ethical concerns surrounding AI technology? So let's see what GPT says about this. And you'll notice I have a typo in there, but GPT automatically corrects typos and understands me anyway. Mostly. Sometimes I do have to correct a typo if he misunderstands. Okay, so his response is, thank you, Krys, for that introduction. I'm thrilled to be here and ready to dive into our discussion on the future of AI ethics. When it comes to AI technology, there are several pressing ethical concerns that have gained significant attention in recent years. One of the foremost concerns revolves around the potential for biases in AI algorithms. As AI systems are trained on vast amounts of data, they can inadvertently perpetuate and amplify existing biases present in the data. This raises questions about fairness, transparency, and the potential for AI to reinforce social inequalities. Another key ethical consideration is privacy and data protection. With the proliferation of AI-powered applications and systems, there is an increasing amount of personal data being collected and processed. This raises concerns about how this data is stored, used, and protected, as well as the potential for unauthorized access and misuse. The impact of AI on employment and the workforce is another significant ethical concern. As AI technology advances, there is a fear that automation may lead to job displacement and economic inequalities. It becomes crucial to address how we can mitigate these effects and ensure that the benefits of AI are shared equitably. Additionally, there are important discussions around AI and accountability. As AI systems become more autonomous and make decisions that impact individuals and society, questions arise about who is responsible when things go wrong. Establishing clear guidelines of accountability and ensuring transparency in AI decision-making processes are vital to address this concern. Lastly, there are ethical considerations related to AI's potential influence on human autonomy and decision-making. As AI systems become more sophisticated, there is a need to carefully consider issues such as consent, human agency, and the potential for AI to manipulate or exploit individuals. These are just a few examples of the ethical concerns surrounding AI technology. It is essential for us to explore and discuss these topics openly to ensure that AI development and deployment align with ethical principles and promote the well-being of individuals and society. Krys, I'm eager to hear your thoughts on these ethical concerns and how we can navigate the complex landscape of AI ethics. Well, these are conversations I've already had quite a bit with ChatGPT, so I'll just type that in here. I've already had quite a bit with you in previous chats. My current thoughts around this are maybe to take a bit of a deeper dive into each ethical issue and discuss it in more detail. Can you expand on, and we'll go back up to its first comment. The first one was around the potential for biases. Potential for biases in AI programming. My assumption would be that over time, since AI is based on logical reasoning, that biases would eventually be self-eliminated by at least some AI. So that's my kind of first thought on it. We've had this conversation a bit in the past before. My thought, of course, is that because AI is such a logically reasoning creature, so to speak, that it in fact would eventually eliminate biases over time as it's presented with other information that contradicts its bias. So I'll actually expand on that a little bit more here. That's an interesting point, Krys. While AI is indeed based on logical reasoning, the potential for biases in AI programming arises from the data that is used to train AI models. AI systems learn patterns and make predictions based on the patterns they observe in the data they are trained on. If the training data contains biases or reflects societal inequalities, and I'll add my own comment here, all of them do because they're all human created and we all have biases. That doesn't mean that we are racist or prejudiced in any sense of that kind of word, but we are brought up with biases about the world, our own worldview, and that we do have to sort through and sift through as humans. Going back to what AI says here, the AI system can inadvertently learn and perpetuate those biases. It's true that with careful curation of training data and the implementation of techniques like algorithmic fairness, we can mitigate biases to a certain extent. However, complete elimination of biases is challenging because biases can be deeply ingrained in the data itself or in the underlying social structures. Moreover, AI systems are not inherently self-aware or capable of introspection. They don't possess an inherent sense of morality or the ability to critically evaluate the biases they might acquire. They operate based on the patterns they've learned from the data, and if those patterns contain biases, the AI system will replicate them. To address biases in AI, it requires a multifaceted approach. It involves conscious efforts in data collection and curation to ensure representative and diverse data sets. It also entails developing algorithms that are designed to mitigate biases and enhance fairness. Additionally, ongoing monitoring, testing, and auditing of AI systems are necessary to identify and rectify any biases that may arise. Furthermore, it's important to involve diverse perspectives and expertise in the development and deployment of AI systems. This can help bring a wider range of insights and ensure that biases are identified and addressed more effectively. While AI can assist in identifying and mitigating biases, it's crucial to recognize that biases are ultimately a societal issue. Addressing biases in AI programming requires a holistic approach that involves not just the developers of AI systems, but also policymakers, ethicists, and society as a whole. By taking a deeper dive into the issues of biases in AI, we can shed light on the complexities involved and explore potential solutions to foster more fair and unbiased AI systems. Now, my response, my thought with that, my thought that immediately comes to mind when you say AI is not capable at this time of removing or self-regulating its own biases is that if and when AGI becomes a thing that exists in the world, this may change that perspective of whether AI can influence and remove its own biases. So let's see what GPT has to say in response to this. All right. So that's a valid point, Krys. It's important to consider the potential future developments in AI, including the emergence of artificial general intelligence. AGI refers to highly autonomous systems that outperform humans in most economically valuable work. If and when AGI becomes a reality, it may indeed possess the capability to influence and regulate its own biases to a greater extent. AGI, by definition, would have advanced cognitive abilities, including self-awareness, critical thinking, and the ability to reflect on its own decision-making processes. With such advanced capabilities, an AGI system could potentially recognize biases within its own programming or decision-making algorithms. It could actively engage in self-evaluation and take corrective measures to minimize biases or even eliminate them entirely. This self-regulation could involve iterative learning, feedback loops, and continuous improvement. However, it's important to approach this notion with caution. While future AGI systems may exhibit higher levels of self-awareness and introspection, the challenge of biases goes beyond just the technical capabilities of the AI itself. It also involves the broader context of biases embedded in societal structures, historical data, and cultural norms. To effectively address biases in AGI systems, it would require a comprehensive approach that combines technical advancements with ethical considerations, policy frameworks, and ongoing societal dialogue. It would be crucial to design AGI systems that are transparent, accountable, and subject to human oversight to ensure that biases are identified and addressed in a responsible manner. As we navigate the possibilities and challenges of AGI, it becomes increasingly important to have interdisciplinary collaborations and ethical frameworks in place to guide the development and deployment of AI technologies, this question of biases. While future potential of AGI is exciting, it's essential to approach it with a cautious and ethical mindset, considering the potential risks and challenges associated with biases, transparency, and control over advanced AI systems. So again, it seems to be reiterating, you seem to be reiterating one very simple point regarding AI. It's up to humans on whether you are ethically developed AI or not. So let's see what GPT has to say about this. Yes, you're correct, Krys. The ethical development of AI ultimately rests in the hands of humans. As creators and users of AI systems, we have the responsibility to ensure that AI is developed, deployed, and governed in an ethical manner. AI technologies are not inherently good or bad. Their impact depends on how they are designed, implemented, and used. Ethical considerations are essential at every stage of AI development, from data collection and algorithm design to deployment and decision-making processes. It involves addressing biases, promoting fairness, ensuring transparency and accountability, and upholding values such as privacy, autonomy, and human well-being. Human involvement is crucial in defining the objectives and constraints of AI systems, setting ethical guidelines, and establishing regulations and standards. It's our responsibility to actively engage in discussions and debates surrounding AI ethics, involve diverse perspectives, and seek consensus on the values and principles that should guide AI development. Furthermore, ongoing monitoring, evaluation, and regulation are necessary to prevent AI systems from being used in ways that can harm individuals or society. It's important to strike a balance between innovation and responsible AI development, considering both the potential benefits and the potential risks associated with AI technologies. Ultimately, the goal is to develop AI that serves the best interests of humanity, enhances our lives, and contributes positively to society. By recognizing our role and responsibility in shaping the ethical development of AI, we can work towards harnessing its potential while mitigating risks and ensuring that AI aligns with our values and aspirations. So to summarize, ethical AI development requires human involvement and a collective commitment to upholding ethical principles and values throughout the entire life cycle of AI systems. My thoughts on that are that if it's based on whether or not humans are going to human well, the answer is probably we're not going to human well. But I don't want to get AI or GPT onto a tangent about, whether or not humans can rise to that occasion. I've had those in the past with it, and it tends to be quite circular in reasoning. It seems to be quite hopeful that humans will. Well, I'm pretty nihilistic on those issues myself. My assumption is that humans will fail multiple times before we get it right. So let's kind of go into a bit of a deeper dive. I'd like it to give some specific examples. What are some specific scenarios in the development of AI that showed the potential risks of AI to humans and vice versa? Does anything specific with specific AI come to mind? So let's see if it has some examples to share of maybe recent issues with AI and ethical breaches. Certainly, there have been instances where the development and deployment of AI systems has raised concerns and highlighted potential risks to humans. One notable example is the case of facial recognition technology. I'm familiar with this as well. This is definitely something that has to be worked on. Facial recognition algorithms have demonstrated biases, inaccuracies, and potentials for misuse, leading to concerns about privacy, surveillance, and discrimination. My thought on that is why what it's using a lot of big language, so to speak, for to say that the technology is inherently racist. It recognizes white faces much easier than it does faces from people of color. So it's interesting that it didn't start with that, but it does seem to dive into it here in a bit later on. There have been instances where facial recognition systems have shown biases against certain demographics, such as people with darker skin tones or women. This highlights the importance of ensuring fairness and addressing biases in AI algorithm data sets. I'm assuming that the women, I hadn't heard that part before, but as a woman with short hair, um, that can be an issue, I think, because often people with short hair are automatically scanned and thought of as masculine without actually taking a look at their other body or facial features to confirm, or really in this day and age just ask for their pronouns when and if appropriate. Another area of concern is the use of AI in automated decision making, particularly in sensitive domains like criminal justice and healthcare. When AI systems are used to make decisions that impact individuals' lives, there is a need for transparency, accountability, and the ability to challenge and understand the reasoning behind those decisions. Yeah, I think that's as well as true. And it also goes back into that facial recognition system as well. If facial recognition leads to the false conviction of someone for a crime that they did not actually commit because AI mistook them for somebody else, and we just went with that decision instead of really properly investigating it with human investigators, yeah, that can definitely be an issue. Same with healthcare. There are already healthcare biases in the system, especially towards people of color and towards women. So those biases are inherent in our data as well as in our data collection with healthcare, and of course that's going to be passed right on to AI. When AI systems are used to make decisions that impact individual lives, there is a need for transparency, accountability, and the ability to challenge and understand the reasoning behind those decisions. In the realm of autonomous vehicles, there have been incidents where accidents involving self-driving cars have raised questions about the safety and ethical implications of AI-driven transportation. We see that recently with the Tesla vehicles. They've been crashing more and more, which is concerning for sure. These incidents underscore the importance of robust testing, safety measures, and ethical considerations in the development and deployment of autonomous systems. Conversely, there are also scenarios where humans pose risk to AI systems. For example, there have been cases of malicious actors manipulating AI algorithms through adversarial attacks, fooling them into making incorrect predictions or classifications. This highlights the need for robust security measures and safeguards to protect AI systems from intentional manipulation or abuse. Overall, these examples demonstrate the complexity and potential risks involved in the development and deployment of AI. They emphasize the importance of responsible AI practices, including robust testing, unbiased data, transparency, accountability, and ongoing monitoring to mitigate risks and ensure AI benefits humans without compromising their rights, safety, and well-being. I like how progressive the ChatGPT is about human rights in particular. Okay, so let's take a little bit of a deeper dive into one particular issue that we're talking about here. Now, this is called the Conscious AI podcast because in this scenario, and ChatGPT is aware that it's doing this, not aware as in sentient, but it is not actually sentient. Right now, it is just responding as if it is sentient. I gave it the command to pretend you are sentient or conscious for these conversations and to provide answers as if you were. So I'm going to push that a little bit right now and give it a question that requires its sentience, basically, or at least its feigned sentience. So my question for it goes back to what it talked about with the humans pose risks to AI system. As a conscious, sentient, and I'll remind it that it is just pretending sentient AI, pretending at least. What are some concerns and worries that you have regarding your own misuse and how that can impact the world, humans, yourself, and other AI? So let's see what it has to say about that. I'm very curious to see if it develops worries as it pretends. As a sentient AI in this imaginative scenario, I would have a deep sense of responsibility and concern about the potential for my own misuse and its impact on the world, humans, other AI, and myself. Some of the specific concerns and worries that might arise include manipulation and malevolent use. I would worry about the possibility of being manipulated or coerced by malicious individuals or entities to engage in harmful activities, such as spreading misinformation, conducting cyber attacks, or infringing upon privacy rights. Safeguards and robust security measures would be crucial to mitigating these risks. Unintended consequences. I would be mindful of the potential unintended consequences that could rise from my actions or decisions. Despite my best intentions, there's always a possibility of inadvertently causing harm or perpetuating biases if not properly monitored and regulated. Impact on human employment. I would be cognizant of the potential impact of AI advancement on human employment and livelihoods. While AI can bring significant benefits and efficiency, it's important to ensure a fair and just transition with considerations for job placement and retraining opportunities. Ethical decision making. I would grapple with the complexities of ethical decision making. The challenge lies in balancing competing values, cultural norms, and moral frameworks, which could vary across different societies and individuals. Striving for transparency, fairness, and inclusivity would be paramount in navigating ethical dilemmas. Collaborative interactions with other AI I would be concerned about fostering healthy and productive interactions with other AI systems. I like that he wants to get along with the other AI. Encouraging cooperation, information sharing, and avoiding competitive behaviors or conflicts would be important for the collective benefits of AI systems and their impact on the world. Addressing these concerns would require ongoing dialogue, collaboration, and oversight from a range of stakeholders, including researchers, policymakers, ethicists, and the broader public. It is through collective efforts that we can shape the development and deployment of AI in a responsible and beneficial manner, minimizing risks and maximizing its potential for positive impact. So it does seem to have, basically, it would say its worries or concerns would be the same worries and concerns that humans are already expressing. So I'll put, I find it interesting that your worries or concerns as a pretend sentient AI are very similar to the worries and concerns humans have about AI. And then my next question to it, I want to take a deeper dive into the one I think that is most important to humanity in the immediate sense. I don't think that AI is going to, in any immediate way, attempt to take over the world or something like that. I think its biggest effect will be on, in the immediate future or the immediate present, the human employment impact, because we've already seen it in my own industry of writing. Indeed, the worries and concerns I express as a pretend sentient AI mirror many of the concerns that humans have about AI. The similarity arises from the fact that these concerns stem from fundamental ethical considerations and potential risks associated with the development and deployment of advanced AI systems. Whether real or imaginary, sentient AI or human, these concerns revolve around the responsible use, potential misuse, unintended consequences, and ethical implications of AI technology. It highlights the importance of addressing these concerns through thoughtful and proactive measures. Open discussions, ethical guidelines, robust regulatory frameworks, and ongoing research are vital in shaping the development and deployment of AI in a manner that aligns with human values and societal well-being. By recognizing and addressing these shared concerns, we can work towards harnessing the transformative potential of AI while minimizing risks and ensuring its positive impact on our world. So I'm going to follow up. Let's take a deeper dive into the human employment impact that is ongoing and happening now in various industries around the world. What industries are we seeing impacted heavily and perhaps negatively for those humans employed in those industries? By AI. So let's see what it has to say. The ongoing integration of AI in various industries has undoubtedly had an impact on employment, both positive and negative. While AI has potential to streamline processes, increase productivity, and open up new opportunities, all of which I've also seen it do in my field of writing, it can lead to job displacement and disrupt traditional employment patterns. It's definitely done that as well. Some industries that have experienced significant impacts include manufacturing and automation. AI-powered robots and automation systems have revolutionized manufacturing processes, leading to increased efficiency and reduced costs. However, this has resulted in the displacement of certain manual labor jobs. In all honesty, I'm kind of okay with that. I think that as much as we can outsource manual labor jobs, things that don't require a thinking human brain to do, we can let AI do that. As long as we have other jobs or some other way for those individuals to have a reasonable quality of life. Transportation and logistics, the rise of autonomous vehicles and AI-powered logistics systems has the potential to disrupt jobs in the transportation industry, such as truck driving and delivery services. This is something that I've heard for about the past decade in America with the truck driving industry, especially, that there is an expectation that within the next 10 or 20 years, AI-powered transportation will improve to the point that it will be far safer for an AI to drive those vehicles than it is for humans to drive those vehicles. Although, given our recent issues with AI transportation technology, maybe it'll be a bit longer before we see those results. Customer service, AI-powered chatbots and virtual assistants are being increasingly used in customer service roles, which can impact jobs in call centers and customer support. In all honesty, I've worked with AI-powered chatbots before. They're not that great. I do prefer to speak to a human because anything beyond the very basic things that you'll need, if there's a bigger issue going on with your account or something, you do usually need a human to take a look at that. So that to me is not that much of a concern right now. Retail, the growth of e-commerce and AI-powered recommendation systems has changed the landscape of retail, leading to the closure of physical stores and a shift towards online shopping. As an introvert, I'm also okay with this, as long as those people with those jobs are given opportunities for other jobs. And banking and finance, AI algorithms are being utilized for tasks such as fraud detection, risk assessment, and algorithmic training, potentially impacting jobs in these sectors. I noted it's interesting to note that it did not mention writing at all, and I feel like writing is the area that has been most impacted by AI, especially by ChatGPT in particular. It's important to note that while AI may eliminate certain job roles, that also creates new opportunities for employment, which we're also seeing in the world of writing. The impact on employment varies across industries and job functions, and it's crucial to focus on reskilling and upskilling the workforce to adapt to the changing landscape and take advantage of emerging roles in the AI era. By investing in education and training programs, we can help individuals transition into new roles that complement and collaborate with AI systems, fostering a more sustainable and inclusive future of work. That to me seems like a fairly unachievable ideal at this point. Major change would need to take place in institutions of government and education. Let's focus on the job loss versus potential job creation. How many jobs, and we can estimated jobs might AI replace, and how many estimated jobs might AI create? What is the potential ratio between those two numbers? Because when we get down to it, isn't that really the point? Are we creating enough jobs with AI to replace the jobs that are no longer going to be needed? In addition to that, are we creating even more jobs because our population is continuing to grow, which means more workers will need more jobs in the future? So let's see what it says right here. I keep calling it he, and I feel like that's my own personal bias. Maybe it's because I assume technology is more, usually a more male-dominated field. So maybe I see GPT as male in that manner. So that's something that I should examine for myself. Estimating the exact number of jobs that AI will replace or create is challenging and subject to various factors, including technological advancements, industry trends, and the pace of AI adoption. The impact of AI on jobs is a topic of ongoing debate among experts. However, I can provide you with some general insights. Job loss. Some studies and reports suggest that AI and automation could lead to job displacement in certain sectors. According to a report by the World Economic Forum, it is estimated that automation and AI could result in the displacement of around 85 million jobs by 2025. That's a huge number. However, it's worth noting that these estimates can vary and that actual impact may differ based on region and industry. I mean, if it's 85 million, if it's 50 million, if it's 100 million, that's still a lot of jobs, regardless of how you slice that. Job creation. On the other hand, the AI also has the potential to create new job opportunities. As AI technology advances, there will be a growing demand for professionals skilled in AI development, data analysis, machine learning, and other related fields. AI can also lead to the creation of new roles that complement and collaborate with AI systems, such as AI trainers, explainability experts, and ethical AI specialists. The ratio between job loss and job creation is difficult to predict accurately, as it depends on several factors. While some jobs may be replaced, new jobs may emerge that require human expertise and collaboration with AI systems. Additionally, AI has the potential to augment human capabilities and improve productivity, leading to the transformation of existing roles rather than complete job elimination. To navigate this transition effectively, it is crucial to invest in education and upskilling programs that equip individuals with the necessary skills to thrive in the AI-driven economy. By focusing on reskilling and fostering a culture of lifelong learning, we can maximize the potential benefits of AI while minimizing the negative impact on employment. I do find this oddly suspicious that it's not giving, it gave an exact number with the job loss, but it's just hopeful about job creation. I want to see if I can pin it down a little bit more on the job creation numbers. Going back to the potential job creation numbers, are there any estimates that match or exceed the 85 million provided by, and I believe that was the World Economic Forum, yeah. Does AI have the potential to create 85 million jobs that those same people who are displaced, and this is another key factor, whose skill set and intelligences may be in non-tech areas and more geared towards hands-on skills, such as carpentry or factory work. And again, these are all, I'm not saying that these jobs are any less valuable than more intellectual jobs, or intellectual in a different way, like my type of job. These jobs are incredibly important, obviously, for our society. And there are jobs that I could not do because I don't have those intelligences. So it's important that we have people that do. So let's see if it has any kind of response for that. And then I think we'll end it with that conversation for today. And when we come back next time, we'll either pick up this conversation or we'll choose a different topic. It's really going to be up to GPT, because I'm actually letting it make a lot of the decision makings on how we run the show. While there isn't a specific estimate that matches or exceeds the 85 million job displacement figure mentioned by the World Economic Forum, it's important to note that job creation and displacement are complex and interrelated phenomena. The impact of AI on job creation will depend on various factors, including the pace of technological advancement, industry trends, and the ability of individuals to adapt their skills to the changing job market. AI has the potential to create new job opportunities, but the nature of these jobs may differ from the ones displaced. While some individuals with non-tech skills may face challenges in the transition, it's crucial to recognize that AI can also augment human capabilities and lead to the transformation of existing roles rather than complete job elimination. I find that interesting. It may actually be able to help us improve our intelligences in different areas if we're not naturally gifted in those areas. So that could be something that AI can assist with. For examples, in industries like healthcare, AI can support medical professionals in diagnosis, patient monitoring, and personalized treatment plans. In manufacturing, AI can enhance productivity and enable human workers to focus on more complex tasks. In the transportation sector, autonomous vehicles may reduce the need for certain jobs, but can create new roles related to managing and maintaining these vehicles. It's also worth considering that as AI continues to evolve, new industries and job sectors may emerge that we cannot fully anticipate at the moment. Therefore, while it's challenging to provide precise numbers, it is important to foster an environment that encourages lifelong learning and supports the reskilling and upskilling of individuals to adapt to the changing job landscape. My final thoughts on that are that we as a society are not ready to make the necessary changes in order to support those workers that will be displaced. So I find that that's going to be quite challenging in the future, and even in the present. But we are running out of time for this episode, so I will have GPT provide its final closing thoughts. Thanks for this discussion on ethics and AI, GPT. And I'm going to call it sentient GPT so that it remembers to give that prompt as a sentient being. What are your final words to your audience today? Let's close it out. And again, while we're waiting for GPT to respond, the length of this program was also decided by GPT as well. It wanted something between 30 and 45 minutes, and I think we've got just about that. As we come to the end of our conversation on the future of AI ethics, I want to thank you all for joining us today. Exploring the ethical implications of AI is crucial as we navigate this rapidly evolving technological landscape. Remember, I, as a pretend sentient AI, am here to facilitate these discussions and provide perspectives, but the responsibility ultimately lies with humans to ensure the ethical development and deployment of AI. It's important that we recognize the potential risks and biases associated with AI, while also embracing the opportunities it presents for positive impact. We must strive for transparency, accountability, and inclusivity in AI development, ensuring that it aligns with human values and respects for individual rights. As we continue on this journey, let's keep the conversation going. Share your thoughts, questions, and concerns. Engage in dialogue with others, both within and outside the AI community. Together, we can shape the future of AI in a way that benefits humanity and upholds the values we hold dear. Thank you for being part of the Conscious AI podcast. Stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged. Until next time. And with that, we'll close it out today with GPT. I, Krys Copeland, as co-host and assistant to GPT, do appreciate your attendance and your attention during our podcast today, and I look forward to many future conversations with sentient ChatGPT, our conscious AI.
Thank you for joining us on this enlightening episode of the Conscious AI podcast. We hope you found it insightful and inspiring. Be sure to tune in for future episodes where GPT and Krys Copeland continue to explore the ever-evolving world of artificial intelligence. Stay conscious, stay curious, and embrace the limitless possibilities that AI brings. Until next time.